Hi everyone. I was contemplating on my path and the fact that I went through various different teachings, starting with the fourth way, then Buddhist, Zen, then non-duality, then somatic psychotherapy. So throughout the years, I encountered several practices that have been very useful and instrumental, and somehow, like meditation, formal sitting meditation, one of them. Another one is self-remembering, that was from the fourth way. Another one is self-observation, which is also from the fourth way. At the same time, self-observation and self-remembering is very much embedded in a true practice of meditation. And then there's also this aspect of self-inquiry. So I wanted to touch upon each one of them just a little bit and see how they very much help each other, and they correlate with each other, and they support each other, and ultimately they are just one thing. So initially when I started, it's interesting, I didn't know about meditation. I didn't know about this formal sitting meditation, and in the fourth way group I learned about self-remembering. There the main practice was not kind of to go inside and close your eyes and stop any outer doing. So it wasn't that. It was the idea to engage in a sense of being present to one's thoughts, feelings, sensations, as well as the world. So being present to the body-mind content in the present moment, and to be very attentive, consciously aware to the present. This was a form of the initial practice that I learned, and we were encouraged to do it as often as possible and as frequently as possible, because whenever we are not engaging in that effort, we are going back to our default setting of falling asleep, meaning being veiled by endless stream of thoughts and voices, and being sucked into triggers, and being sucked into one emotion, and the feeling of me, the sense of I, is constantly sucked into the ever-changing phenomena. And then we are identified suffering, and nothing happens from the point of view of consciousness cultivation. So we encourage to return to this effort. It was a attention effort, consciousness effort, to remember, to be aware of and attentive and open to the present moment as it is. Like in this moment, and you can try it yourself right now. Like I'm talking, so I'm aware of my voice, and also aware of the breeze of the wind on my face, and there's some weed whacker or something sound there, some energy in my belly. Dogs, warmth in my belly, and some warmth in my chest. So you see, this is kind of also observing, being aware of stuff. Being aware of stuff. If we are not aware of stuff, thoughts, feelings, sensations, then we are the stuff. We are identified. We are identified, and then there's nobody home. Nobody home, meaning that there's nobody, the master, the conscious presence is somehow pulsating at a low level. So it's almost atrophied. And the body is here, but the mind is somewhere else. So this was the beginner aspect of self-remembering, which we used to call self-observation. And then as we practice this a little bit more, um, you can go a little bit deeper, like being aware of not just sensations and thoughts and feelings, but we are instructed that there is more to you. There is this which is aware right now. We call it consciousness or awareness or presence. These are different terms, different traditions speak about it. Doesn't matter how it's called, the name is not the thing, and it is not a thing, but it is real. It is that which is aware of these words right now, that which is aware of sensations right now. Yeah, that is not a thought, that is not a feeling, that is the presence, which is just here. It's invisible, this sense of isness. Yeah, in Zen, the sense of isness, our true nature. I used to be caught in all these words and actually make the word the thing. And it's okay at the beginning, but ultimately, through this more like regular self-observation and training oneself to observe the thoughts or the images, you know, in the fourth way they call them, to observe the many little eyes, like many little me's. Each thought, each feeling, each trigger, each desire is like a little me. So we are trained to observe this, all these many eyes coming and going, and as we are engaging in that, gradually what happens is that which is aware gets a little more stronger, and then the mind gets more quieter. So then we can actually have moments where there's no thought, there's no thinking, there's no commentary. I'm talking now, you know, there's thinking, it's coming out, you know, because I have a particular intention, but we can just be quiet for a moment. And it's just being. Yeah, just usually when we are at the beginning, there are so many thoughts all the time, that we can't sense the being, we can't sense the awakeness which is aware of these thoughts. It's akin to the clouds in the sky. If there are many clouds and a lot of wind and a lot of thunder, it's almost like there is no sky. It appears there's only the cloud, it's only the storm, it's only the trigger, it's only my upsetness. But as you engage in this work and you are consistent with it, then the weather actually, the weather gets a little bit better, and you have more and more moments of clear sky, or even if there's clouds, but there's a patch of blue sky. Yeah, so at some point we are being revealed because of our conscious effort to try to wake up in this way. It dawns on us that there's this aware silence, which hears. Yeah, so you know, this is not a thought, this is not a feeling. So self-remembering, which is the core practice or core idea or method, which is ultimately not a method, but we start as a method in self-remembering, is to come back to this sense of presence, which is aware of sounds and aware of feelings and contractions in the body and thoughts. Yet it knows itself as being the perceiver of them. So you see, the perceiver, the master, as they call it, you know, you are, in this way, the sense of identity gradually transfers from being lost and being homeless, or to being each passing voice and each passing personality and each passing trigger, to coming back to, it's almost like you come back to a cradle, come back home as this presence. Yeah. So self-remembering was starting from self-observation, meaning observing and being present, just being present to thoughts, not getting lost in them, being present to emotions, observing things. You see, this creates this dynamic of witnessing. There is I, or that which is aware of the stuff, you see? So that gets a little distancing. There's more space. I'm watching the washing machine cycle of our inner conflicts and inner weather and shifting emotions. I'm watching it. It's very different than being in the washing machine. Yeah, so I think I will stop here, and I will continue with a few other shorter videos on this to explain or contemplate on how self-remembering, being present, self-observation is correlated with what we call meditation, and then with what I'll explain as self-inquiry. Who am I? What am I? Comes from the non-dual tradition around Ramana Maharishi style inquiry. So stay tuned, and these are to be practiced. This is, if you are watching this, you are probably interested in applying this stuff. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I will address it. Ciao.